messy.
You're alive.
I gotta figure out what I'm about to cook. I mean, I know what I'm about to cook.
Something with ground meat.
No.
Something with chicken.
Something with chicken. Yes. And I'm gonna try to make some Chinese food. And I've never done that before. Well, I've made it. I've just never done. I mean, I've done Chinese food. I've just never done this recipe. What's up, y'all? How is everyone's night going? I got my sous chef, Kaden, in the building. Hello. Oh my God. I wish I could ask you how to pronounce your name. Is it Nashira? That's beautiful. Hey, Sierra.
Hey.
My sous chef, Kaden. So, I want to tell y'all a story while we make Nashira. Is that right? Nashira? I want to tell y'all a story why. You know what? I got to start going live so I can figure it out. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty, Nashira. It would be awesome if when a comment came up, you got a notification, like a sound. Because if I have my back turned cooking, how am I supposed to know if somebody's saying something? They got to get a better system. So I'm going to tell y'all a story, right? You're welcome. But I just thought about it. I probably shouldn't have Kaden in the kitchen with me. Because
what, Mom?
nothing.
What?
You can go wash your dishes. You can wash dishes later. Go upstairs. But
This is Kaden signing out. Bye.
So while I make sure he's gone, because y'all know how kids act like they gone and they not really gone, I have the best news ever, right? But before I tell y'all about that news, how is y'all day? Let me know. How was y'all day? What did y'all do today? My day was actually pretty good. I got some good news today, which is nice for a change. I feel like I could hear my baby. Hey, Daniel. Don't knock the tripod over. You want to say hi? You're going to have to go play with Daddy. Say hi.
Hi.
Give him a kiss. You got to tell the people hi. Say hi to the people.
Hi.
Give the people a kiss. Mwah. Okay. Yeah, so, wow, because I know my son is still downstairs. Go ask Daddy. Because I know my son is still downstairs. Let's start with the good news. So, rewinding back maybe 6 months ago, I found out somebody, that I was used to be with, either him or, his current partner, basically put a car in my name, which is crazy. Because, like, why would you do that? So when I moved into where I live now, I had a 703 credit score. My credit score ain't never been that high. So, to find out, later that my score dropped over 100 points, yeah, a whole car. So what happened was when I went to get ready to move, I check my score all the time, like monthly, because I know when my credit cards post. So I always check my score to make sure, I'm getting my points and everything is going up. So when I checked it maybe 6 months ago, my score had dropped almost 200 points. Because what happened was, I guess either him or his partner, because he used to have like my paperwork. We were together a long time, like over a decade. So it would have been nothing for him to have my information or for it to be laying around or something. So I guess they went and got a car, and I guess they stopped paying on the car note. And I found out because, like I said, I went on Credit Karma to check my car. I meant to check my credit, and I saw a repo, and I'm like, I don't have no. Hey, Wanda. Let me be respectful, Mrs. Amechi, because you know you grown. I'm baby grown. You grown. Hey, girl. So I went online to check my credit, and I saw my score drop. So what happened was they went and got a car in my name, and I guess whenever they stopped paying it, it went on my score. And what they did was they had me listed as like a co-signer on the car. Now, you know, when you're like together or when you're married, especially when you're married, all you got to do is have a power of attorney, and you can sign something like, you know, you don't have to have the person there with you. So long story short, I know what happened, you know, and who did it, because I don't live in, you know, in that state. In case they watching my channel, you know, because people be lurking. I don't live in that state. I live in Virginia, so I wouldn't have a car note from a whole nother state, you know. So I just couldn't bring myself to. I couldn't bring myself to like press charges, because at the end of the day, am I really gonna put? I don't want to put race into it, but am I really gonna put a black man in jail? You know, because it's not the safest move. And then I was like, okay, well, maybe the girl did it. You know what I'm saying? The partner. And then I was like, well, can I really even put her in jail? Because she's a mom and I'm a mom. So it's like, if something were to happen to me, who's going to take care of my children? I don't know. So it just left me in a bad position. So what I did was I got it taken off of 2 out of 3 of my credit bureaus. And I left it on one because I said, you know, in case I ever decide to press charges or whatever I decide to do, I wanted to have the proof that this occurred. So I left it on one of my credit, like Experian. So the good news is I know how to like raise my score. So I just been taking my time doing what I need to do to raise the score. So my score went up 40 points. And it went up 40 points maybe in like 5 days. So what I did to make my score jump up, because like I said, it had dropped 200 points. So my score had went all the way down to like a 4 something, like a 495. So when I checked my credit a week ago, it went up to 550. So it went up maybe 45, 50 points. What I did was I went on this thing called Rent Reporters, and they put however much your rent is, they put it on your credit as like a trade line. So every month when I pay my rent is $1,700. And say I've been here for a year. I've been here for over a year. So what they did was they put a $1,700 trade line on my credit, and it's like I've been paying it off, you know, paying it on time or whatever, the full $1,700 for the last year, the last 13 months. So that's the good news. That's what made my score go up. What's going on, Daniel? All right, quick question. This is probably a dumb question. But for people that clean their chicken, are you using cleaning vinegar or like a cooking vinegar? I'm in Virginia because I want to learn how to start cleaning my chicken, you know, with other methods, because I just really use like hot water. So I already pulled off all of the fat or whatever, but I don't have any regular vinegar. All I have is the cleaning vinegar, and then I have some lemons. And I heard somebody say you could take lemons and clean the chicken. So what am I supposed to do? Just like rub the lemons over the chicken? I don't know. Comment down below if you know. If not, we about to put this chicken in the pan because I've already, you know, washed it off with hot water. I don't know nothing else to do. Oh yeah, rent is high everywhere, but I can imagine it's probably ridiculously. I gotta wash my hands. I can imagine that rent is probably ridiculously high in California. So now that my wouldn't you use the white vinegar? But that's the thing. I don't have regular vinegar. All I have is the vinegar that you get from Dollar Tree, and it says cleaning vinegar on it. So I don't know. Yeah, regular vinegar. So I better not use that cleaning vinegar. Because at home with Kim will get on here and be like, girl, what in the world are you doing? So yeah, I'm going to go to the store and get some regular vinegar. And we can do that next time. So I'm going to go ahead and put my rice in the pot. A studio is $1,700, girl. Bye. You know what's crazy? When I first got to Virginia, all the men had roommates. And so I got to back the camera up, y'all. My baby's down here playing. So when I got to Virginia, all the men had roommates. And I'm 38. So you can imagine me out here in the dating world and men in their 30s have roommates. And I'm just like, squeeze the lemon juice over the chicken and rub it. All right, we gonna do that. So, and you can imagine me moving here, being on a dating scene, and you meet a guy, and I ask questions because I need to know. I've been through a lot, so I don't need no surprise. I need to know. You got kids, you got drama, like let me know. And all the men had roommates. And for the life of me, I couldn't understand why do these grown men have roommates. But it was because the rent is so freaking high out here in Virginia. Like the rent, I want to say, stop, Daniel. I'm going to have Daddy come get you. I want to say the rent for like a 2-bedroom can be, sorry, I got to yell, y'all. Byron. No, you can't have that, Daniel. You done knocked it into the pot. I want to say the rent out here can be anywhere from $1,800 to $2,500 for a 2-bedroom. It's crazy. So basically, every man that I met always had a roommate. Okay, so I want to use some filtered water. No, it's dirty. Hold on, y'all. Let me go get Daddy. Byron, please come get him. You going with Daddy, because you can't be playing with the balloon in the kitchen. Get off the tripod, Daniel. He throwing his balloon in the little pot with the grease. And I can't give it to him because the chicken was in there.
Can't have it. You throw it in the sink.
I'm on live. So, bye.
I thought it was looking at me.
It's all the back of your head. Say bye-bye. Y'all saw he just bumped my baby head?
It's okay.
He just bumped my baby head.
You want what?
All right, Wanda. So I'm going to take these lemons, right?
Lemon?
No. Yes. This Wanda said take some lemons and rub it on the chicken. So I'm going to take 1 lemon. Hopefully that's enough. You said just take the lemon. I done forgot the directions already. How much are the homes to buy? My aunt just bought a 2-bedroom home and it was 400 and something thousand. So my friend has a 3-bedroom home and it's over 500,000. It's crazy out here. Thank you, girl. I just have it in braids and then I pinned it up because I want it to be crinkly. I'm trying to see what Miss Wanda said about this right here, about this onion. Because, what is this about this lemon? Just squeeze the lemon juice over the chicken and rub it down. But do I rinse the lemon juice off? Like, isn't the lemon juice going to make the chicken have a weird taste? Okay, so anyway. Now that we are undisturbed, I can tell y'all the story. So, basically, I know some of y'all know about when I do my Transparent Tuesday. So Transparent Tuesday is basically my Transparent Tuesday is basically like my version. Maybe I should have 2 plates. It's a lot of chicken. Transparent Tuesday is like my version of therapy. So like whenever I'm going through something or a lesson that I've learned, I do a video called Transparent Tuesday, and it just helps me to be able to basically sleep at night. And so I wanted to talk about something that's very personal. Miss Wanda, this is making a whole lot of juice. I wonder if 1 lemon is enough. It's going to be enough today. This is a lot of juice, y'all. I probably know what I'm doing. Y'all, I don't know how much juice I'm supposed to use. But I'm just going to squeeze 1 lemon. And I'm definitely not touching this with my hands. Let me go get some gloves. Nope. So yeah, I've been thinking about a couple things that have just been weighing heavy on my heart for the last week. And one of them, I don't know, y'all. I done been through some things. So it was the 10-year anniversary from what I'm about to tell y'all about. So basically, I was married for over a decade. And I was married to a military, I was a military wife. So, with being in the military, sometimes your spouse is, is deployed, right? Okay, Wanda, once I rub this in, do I rinse the lemon juice off? Yes, rinse it afterwards. Okay, because I was like, what in the world, child? This is some new stuff. So, I was a military spouse. And so what happened was he ended up being deployed or whatever. I knew he was going to be deployed. And so I went back home. Now, home for me is Atlanta because I was raised in Atlanta. So, I went back to my house. I went and got an apartment in Atlanta. And I honestly don't remember if at the time, if my husband came with me, like to help me move in, or if I had to do it by myself because he was already deployed. I just remember living in Stone Mountain, having an apartment and being there. And at the time, I didn't have Daniel, of course. Let me rinse this chicken off, y'all. I'll be back. So at the time, I didn't have Daniel. It was just Caden. And I want to say Caden he was real young. This was years ago. Caden's 11 now. So this would have been 9 years ago. Almost a decade. And so I had just moved in, and I was trying to figure out how to put together, those little beds, like the day beds that they make for toddlers. I was trying to figure out how to put together his toddler bed. I had all the tools, but it just wasn't working. I couldn't figure it out. And I'm not necessarily a people person, but people, come up to me and talk to me. So if somebody, strikes a conversation with me, I can have a whole conversation. But I'm just not the person to go out and initiate a conversation, if that makes any sense. Is this hot? Y'all, I never know which burner. All right, so let me take these gloves off because I want to put 2 cups of water. Wash my hands. I want to put 2 cups of water on the stove. I wonder if I should have saved this story for like Transparent Tuesday where I could be focused and sit down. But I just need to get it off my chest because it's just been bothering me. It's been affecting my sleep. And I just never know who it may help. So basically, I went outside, right? And when I went outside, there was a man outside. Because, you know, like in Atlanta, all the guys are outside in a different... Oh, got you. Where I can focus, right? Because I'm all over the place. So, in Atlanta, all the guys like to post up, you know, outside or whatever. So, the guys was outside, and I saw a guy that was older than me, and I just asked him straight up. I was like, look, I'm trying to put together my son's bed, and I need help. Would you mind coming in to help me? Now, I know this sounds crazy. Yes, he was a stranger. You know, it was my neighbor, but back then, in my 20s, I didn't know no better. So, basically, I let him in the house. He helped me put the bed together. And so, this was an older guy. And he knew that my husband was deployed, because when my husband would call me on the phone, the guy would be there. Now, because I'm open, the guy knew that I had sickle cell anemia. So, I don't remember how it happened, but he knew that I took Percocet. Y'all, where my onion at? I can't find my onion, so we just gonna skip it. So the guy knew I had Percocet. So sometimes he would come over and he would say, oh, I got a toothache or whatever. Can I have a Percocet? So I'm like, all right, fine, you can have one. One time, one time turned into two. 2 times turned into 5, 6, 7, 8. So by the time, you know, you start coming over all the time at this point, something is clicking in my mind. Like, do you really have... Y'all, I didn't even have a stove on. Like, do you really have a toothache? But again, if you taking my medicine for recreational use, I can't do that. Because I need my medicine, you know, for me, for when I'm in pain. But because I was thinking he was in pain, I gave it to him those couple times. So when he came over one time, like the last time he came over, he had like something rolled up in a napkin. And I thought that it was cake or pie or something. And he had a pipe. Now at this time, I didn't smoke because it was my early 20s. So he basically would come over and he befriended me. And he literally showed me one day how to go in your house and go from room to room to room to like sweep the house, he called it, to check the house to make sure nobody was at home in my house. And like I said, he would be there, or he would come over to check on me or whatever while I was on the phone with my husband. So there was like no secret. He knew I wasn't a single female. He knew I was married. So the last time he came over, he had like this cake that was wrapped up in a napkin, and he had a pipe. And so he gave me some of the cake. Look, I'm greedy. I ate some of the cake because I ain't asked no questions. I like cake. I like all foods, all sweets. So I ate some of the cake. And like the next thing I know, I remember him. I honestly don't even remember smoking or pulling from that pipe. The last thing I remember is just having whatever he had wrapped in the napkin was the cake. And so the next thing I remember, it's the next day. And I can remember flashes of him being on top of me. And I remember when I like came to the next day, he was gone. And I remember texting him like, why would you do that? Because at the end of the day, I'm not interested in you. Like, I would have never had sex with you. And I think it kind of blew my mind. And it definitely went over my head looking back, because I was in my 20s. He was in his 50s. So in my mind, you know, he's really just trying to be neighborly. He's trying to be a friend. And I would never have thought that he was looking at me, that he was interested in me, that he was plotting on me. Because I'm like, you know, and to make matters like more confusing for me, he had a whole girlfriend at home that was his age. I had a whole husband. We're in our 20s. So he ain't thinking about me. That was my thought process. So I remember texting him, and I remember saying, like, why would you do that? Like, you're wrong. I got him to admit in the text messages that he took advantage of me. And I'm like, it's so fucked up because at the time, Caden, he's 11 now. Caden was like 1, 2. So I don't know if my son saw anything that happened that night. I don't know if he heard anything. He's never said anything to me, right now or as he's gotten older. And I thank God that through all of the things that I've been through in my life that my husband did to me or took me through, this is something that my son didn't see, hopefully, and he didn't experience. So this is one of the things that just bothers me and affects me, but it didn't bother or affect my son. So I got him to apologize through the text message, saying that he did, I don't even want to use those words. I got him to apologize through the text message because he know that I wouldn't have never had sex with him. Like, that just would have never happened. And so at this point, it's either he put something in that pipe or it's something that was in the food that I ate that I was drugged because I didn't know, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know no better. And learning in hindsight, you can mix like marijuana, you can mix weed. All people who take these street drugs, they mix them and they put different things in it. So you might think you're smoking weed and they got ecstasy crushed up in there. Or if you know how to bake, you can easily crush up whatever or mix something in the mix. And just looking back, like, I almost feel dumb because, girl, like, why did you not see the signs? And I think part of it is because I'm just really loving, I'm really naive, and it's crazy to be able to get on here and tell this story now, almost 10 years later. I've never even told my boyfriend this, and I've known my boyfriend, who I've been with now for 4 years, for a long time, like over a decade. But I think because it's so close to that time of year that something like the memory started to resurface in my mind. And I'm like, you know what? I have to be able to tell my story and not be ashamed and not feel like, why would you not know any better? Like, you should know. And I just feel like women always have to be so strong and be so, like, protected. And they're like, oh, well, what are you wearing? And it's just like, damn, can we live? So, I don't know what my measuring cup is. I'm going to just use the half cup. So, I remember telling my husband, what happened. And I'm not going to lie, like, the way my brain is set up, I wanted to go and burn his apartment down. Thank God I didn't. Because I was just, my husband at the time, just as crazy as I am. So, thank God we didn't do that. But what I did was I took a picture of him. And he was a Muslim man. And that's something else that really fucks me up. I don't mean to curse. That's something that really messes me up to this day. That he was a religious man. And you sitting up here praying on, I don't want to say a little girl. But like, I was 30 years younger than him. It's so many women that would have just willingly been with him intimately. Like, why would you do that? I feel like at the end of the day, he took something from me that I can't give back. Because now it's hard for me to, like, be in rooms with, like, my boyfriend's dad and his uncle and his brother. Like, if it's more than 2 men and then older men, I just start feeling nervous. And it's like, I don't want to have bad thoughts and not be able to live a full life because some man couldn't, keep his hands to himself. He couldn't keep his private in his pants. So what I did was I took his picture and I went to the rent office. And I wanted the rent office where I lived at the time to be aware of what happens so that, they could let the other, females that lived in the neighborhood, so they could make the other residents aware. So thank God they ended up letting me out of my lease and I was able to move, out of the apartments. But I think one thing that I've never, when you stop talking to people, people block you or whatever. I can't be scared no more. At the end of the day, I know my husband and his partner, they probably watch my channel. And one thing that I just wasn't brave enough to say back then that I'm brave enough to say now. When this is all said and done, I was able to break my lease. I was able to move out of the apartment complex. But one time my husband got mad and he said, oh, well, it's your fault that she was raped. And I wasn't able to say to him in the moment how it made me feel. I wasn't able, I just wasn't strong enough. I don't know why, but I just wasn't strong enough. So if he or, anybody that he know is watching it, that shit was wrong. You know what I'm saying? And to be able to sit up here and fix your lips to blame somebody and say, oh, it was your fault that you was raped, that shit ain't cool. And I wouldn't wish that on my enemy. I wouldn't wish that on nobody, because even though I know, like, obviously it's not my fault, that's still something. Imagine if you got a spouse and you married to somebody, or your friends or your family, the things that people say to you, that shit, it's real. Like, whether you know it's not true or not, it still resonates with you. It's still with you in your mind. That's something that I still carry with me almost a decade later. And so I just wanted to be able to, my heart is beating so fast. I just wanted to be able to say that shit was not my fault. It'll stay with you. And that's the thing, he's never going to apologize. Because the things that we went through in our marriage, like, I done been through physical abuse, verbal abuse. I'm not getting no apology. That's not happening. And I don't need an apology. I don't know what I need. Maybe I need to go to therapy. But like I said, when I share my different stories and different parts of my life, it's very helpful to me when I do the Transparent Tuesday videos, because it some way I'm able to share what I'm going through and the things that are bothering me when I couldn't maybe tell it to the person that did something to me. Now, I know that the people in my life will watch my channel, and if that's the case, then that's the case. If that's how the message has to be conveyed, then that's how the message has to be conveyed. And it's never to, like, blame or make somebody look bad or feel bad, but it's just my truth and it's my story. I'm almost 40 years old and I'm still having nightmares about stuff that people in my life that were supposed to love me have done to me. And, like, it's crazy the way that stuff just really has a hold on me. Like, some of this stuff really has such a strong hold on me to the point where I didn't even want to have kids, because it's like, I'm not gonna know how to love a child, and I definitely don't want a child to go through what I've been through. I don't want a child to feel the way I feel. So, I don't know. I feel like so much of the trauma that I've experienced in life, it just messed me up bad. But I thank God that when I did have my eldest son, that love came. And I'm probably not the best mom, because I feel like I do have a lot of anger and a lot of hurt. So I do yell. But I know at the end of the day, I'm giving him a great childhood and I'm doing the best that I can. So I just basically wanted to share that, because I never know who. Y'all, this grease is popping the shit out of my arm. I just wanted to share that, because you just never know, who it'll help. And if it's something, I know from my cousins and from my metrics that there are younger girls that watch my channel. And I don't want to say, like, men plot, but I guess just be careful, because you just never know. And I don't want to say don't be friendly and don't meet your neighbors. Look, I can't tell you what to do, because I'm still learning and healing myself. But I guess what I can say is to just be strong enough to open up when you need to, and to get the help that you need to get when you need to get it. Because like I said, I wasn't strong enough for years. And I went through the whole process of calling the police. I don't know if they ever arrested him or not. It's just some traumatic shit. Like, I still even have his picture in my iPhone. I mean, not in my iPhone, in my iPad from all those years ago. And I can't bring myself to erase the picture, because I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why I can't bring myself to erase it, but it's like if I ever need it, I know that his picture is in my iPhone. I mean, in my iPad from all those years ago. Whew! I can't believe I actually told that story. Because I just, yeah, I keep stuff to myself. So, this chicken, yeah, and you know what's so bad? My mom didn't yell, but she's so intelligent where she could say something and you feel, I ain't gonna say worthless. So, for example, like one time my mom, she has a bachelor's degree, I think 1 or 2 masters, a couple doctorates degree. One time my mom said, Cicely, if you get half the education that I got, I'll be happy. And it's just like, what am I going to do with that? I can't, I'm not going to say I can't, but I can't meet those standards. I can't, you know, I'm probably not going to ever be well enough to go and sit through like school and become a doctor. So my mama didn't yell. But she say some stuff. I really don't know that I feel better, because honestly I kind of feel like that was personal. Maybe I shouldn't have shared it, but I don't know. I kind of still feel like that scared little girl is in there, and it's like you know things are private. You know how people tell you like, don't you tell nobody, things are private. So I really don't feel better. And I don't know if I did it to feel better. It don't matter if I feel better. The point is I want to be able to help somebody else. I don't need to feel better. So this chicken is I guess it's done, y'all. Cause I think when you overcook it or whatever, when you cook it for too long, it'll it'll get too tough. And I don't want to cook it too long because it's going to get a chance to cook some more, because I'm going to put it in the grease. I'm going to put it in some sauce. So I'm just going to add a little bit more oil. And then add the rest of this chicken, because I had enough that I could make it in 2 batches. So I'm making some orange chicken. I just hope that, for real, people don't have to go through the shit that I mean, you probably can't cuss. People don't have to go through the stuff that I went through. Because I feel like I'm just real angry. And I know that when I come on camera, y'all probably don't see that, you know, because I genuinely feel excited to, you know, show y'all whatever's going on in the video. I'm happy and I feel excited to share with y'all different things that I'm doing. But somewhere in me, that anger is still there. Because it don't take nothing. And I feel like I'm taking it out on my loved ones, like my son or whatever. Because I feel like I get probably too frustrated more than I should. And I have to remind myself, like, girl, he's 11. He's going to make a mistake. But it's because he's so intelligent. You know, he just got President's List. And they just made him do some type of test for, like, the gifted program. So I guess I confused his mental capacity, his intelligence, with emotional maturity. And so I may say things that I know I don't have no business saying. But one thing I do at the end of every month, we sit down and we have like a little conversation. And I asked him, is there anything that I did this month that bothered you? Is there anything I said that bothered you? And if he happens to say yes, you know, I apologize. And I just explain where it came from. A lot of it is because of the sickle cell pain that I experienced. Like, I can't describe it, but imagine if you had a headache that never went away and you still had to get up and handle business. Yeah, he's pretty excited about it. He didn't really want to apply for the program, but I was like, you know what? If your teachers recommended you, then go ahead and see what happens. I'm gonna be proud of him regardless. So I want to go ahead and cut this chicken up. Yeah, because I'm telling you, it might just be my generation, but I ain't get no apology growing up. What was said was said. What was done. And if you said something about it, you was being dramatic. So I just know and I believe that there's a better way. Let me not say better. There's a different way to do things. And so if I can, I want to do things differently this go around with my children. Because I already know that my anger is there from all the trauma. And I know that the frustration is there from all the pain. So I'm just trying, you know, to be a better person. But it's hard for real. Oh, you didn't get like I couldn't even say stuff. I'm just now starting to be able to speak up now as an adult. Like that was wrong. That bothered me. My mother was a rough rider. You know what's crazy? If somebody met my mom today, they would love her. But you see different sides of people is what I'm going to say. You see different sides of people. And part of me, I'm grateful of, you know, having a more rough upbringing because I feel like it made me a stronger person. It definitely made me a stronger person. So I guess you got to take the good with the bad. Everybody that's in the chat, if y'all are content creators, go ahead and say so we can all support each other. And we can all, you know, help each other to grow. I feel like there's enough room for everybody. We just got to be willing to help each other. Because I know when I started YouTube, there's a comedian, I can't think of what's his name, but he has like this little joke, this little tagline where he's always like, help is on the way. No. When I started, there was no help. And if you needed help with a thumbnail or the dimensions or music or whatever it was you needed help figuring out, nobody didn't just help you. They didn't just tell you. I had to get online and do my own research. Oh yeah, it smells good up in here for real. I put some chicken bouillon on the chicken thighs because I'm gonna put some orange sauce on there. So I didn't want them to be too salty, but I definitely wanted to give the chicken some meat. Give the chicken some flavor. I feel like the chicken thighs, the second batch, is cooking a little bit faster. I think I should put a lid on it. What y'all think? Where's my lid? I swear somebody moved stuff around in my kitchen. My son probably moved the stuff around. Because I can't find my big lid for my pot. Oh yeah, that chicken is cooking up nicely. I feel like I want to add a little bit more seasoning. I'm going to add some brown sugar. Some brown sugar seasoning. now that I'm done, you know, telling that story time, I can have my son come wash the dishes. Because I don't want to talk bad about his daddy. When he grow up, he'll know the type of person, you know, who he had. I don't want it to come from me, you know, something negative. And I know my son don't watch, you know, my channel like that. So I don't have to worry about him going back to see something. Although I do talk to him as an adult, because I just want to prepare him, you know, for life, for the time when I'm not here. I want him to be able to do what he got to do. Kaden? Come here. So how was y'all day? I feel bad asking him to come wash the dishes. Do y'all have y'all kids come do chores? I feel like I don't want them to pile up, so I kind of want them to be washed now, so that once dinner is ready, we can sit down and relax. I don't know why I always pull that off the stove, but I think my rice should be done. Y'all, I promise I got a pot top. Good night. I promise I have a lid to this pot. I don't know why I always put a plate on top of my rice. I feel like it just make it cook better. So I didn't disturb the rice the whole time it was cooking. And that's how I like it to be. Nice and, you know, where the rice moves around. I don't want it to be like sticky or mushy. So the rice is done. I want to prepare my kids, but I don't want to overwork them. I still want them to have a childhood. Everything I didn't have, I want my boys to have. I remember growing up in the summertime, and all the kids would like be walking. We had a big old house when I was in high school. And I remember having to be out there. It was like almost 2 acres of grass. And I was so short. My mom went to the neighbor and had him do something to the lawnmower to adjust the height so that I could reach it. And I remember all the kids walking by, going to the Boys and Girls Club. And I was outside mowing grass, okay? So I want my son to know how to do the things he needs so he could be prepared for when he's on his own. But I also want him to be able to look back and say that he had a good childhood and say that he had good memories. Y'all, this chicken thighs need to hurry up. Kaden, where's the lid to my pot? My big lid. It's not where I normally keep it. Have you seen it? No. Look in the dishwasher. I mean, a lid to a pot can't just disappear. Kaden, do you feel like you having a good childhood? Are you just... Oh, I can't find my lid. I'm going to just use the smaller one. It should be all right. Kaden, you feel like you having a good childhood?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
What's your favorite memory? Come here.
Going to Florida at the time.
You gotta speak up. They probably can't hear you. Come say hello.
My favorite thing is probably going to.
Why are you looking at me? You gotta look up to the camera.
My favorite thing is probably going to Epcot, Universal, and this thing. That's family over Florida.
I was asking Caden what was one of his favorite childhood memories. So he said going to Disney World, because we went to Disney World for his 10th birthday. And we are going to go back next week over spring break. So I wanted to share with y'all like how I packed and do like a haul to show everything that we purchased, because y'all know I did a little bit of shopping. And I wanted to do like a toiletry video. Okay, and they said, hey, handsome. Hey. I'm telling him he need to tie his hair up, y'all, because I keep retwisting his locks like every week. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. I shouldn't have to keep retwisting your hair every Sunday. He refused to put a tie on his head, but I don't want to put a bonnet on his head, because I know that's what we wear is a bonnet. And he can't figure out how to tie like, what you call, like what a man wears?
A do-rag?
A do-rag. He can't tie the do-rag by himself. So his hair just keep getting messed up. And I'm having to redo it every Sunday. And it's getting lint in it. And the thing with locks, you can't let lint get in your hair. Because once that lint is in there, child, it ain't going nowhere. So I think I want to probably do like a detox. That's what I should do. It's like a detox video. To show y'all how I detox locks. And I could try it out. I'm going to experiment with my baby first. I need a big pan. I feel like, Caden, you putting the pans in the wrong spot. Alright, so we're going to cut up these, what you call this stuff? This broccoli. Girl, did you ever get your pizza? I know you was out there waiting a long time. It seemed like you was on live for like 30 minutes. And you was waiting for the pizza the whole 30 minutes. Did you ever get your food? So I'm going to chop this broccoli up. And go ahead and saute it in the pan with a little bit of sesame oil. And make sure the right burner's on, because I never know if I'm using the right burner. Let me rinse this off. Like that. I want to make a drink, but I don't have nobody to drink with it. So I think let me use a different knife. When Wanda does her next, Mrs. Amechi, Wanda does her and Sierra, they do like a drink. What is it called? Like an adult beverage. So I want to do the next adult beverage collab and make a different type of alcoholic drink. Because I had so much fun making the last one for St. Patrick's Day. But because I don't drink, I can't think of like what I should make. Do y'all drink? Huh?
Then I go to the bathroom and tell my friends I need to get off.
Tell what?
Tell my friends I need to get off.
Oh, you was playing your game?
Yeah.
You could have said that.
I thought you wanted me to.
I did, but I didn't know you. Why didn't you just get off the game? I didn't know you were still playing. You can go ahead. I can finish up.
Alright, okay.
Wash your hands before you leave the kitchen. That's what it's called. Oh yeah, the adult beverage. I bought these little things from Walmart to I bought them around, what was it? Around Halloween time. Y'all don't look up here, it's a mess. So I'm gonna go ahead and use them. What are we gonna put on this? I'm gonna do just a little bit of complete, but I wanna saute it in some this is my overflow, y'all. Because I like to keep my seasonings in the cute little little drawers. But this is overflow. Sesame oil. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of sesame oil and a little bit of butter. That should be enough. Can y'all see how much is in the pot? There you go. I got so much on my mind. I've been trying to figure out like what's my next move, because I want to move probably over the summer. I don't want to move because I don't want to pull my son out of school. But I know I can't continue to live in Virginia because the weather is just not good for my health. So when I was doing the math, it's going to cost $5,000 to move. So I'm going to have to figure out my game plan. Because technically, I think Caden School said that he wasn't, they asked him, was he going to move anytime soon before he tried out for the gifted program. But I still encouraged him to try out. Because if he gets in, my thought process was we could always like transfer it over to his new school instead of him having to start fresh. And then, you know, he would already be in the gifted program. And they would be able to give him the correct classes. This is a lot of broccoli, y'all. Oh my God. I don't think I'm going to cook all this broccoli. But I already done started cutting it up. I think this should be enough. What y'all think? That's enough? Yeah, I think that's enough. I'm just going to let it cook down and then I'll chop it up some more. I don't need to make all this broccoli. So I just put a little bit of butter in there. I'm going to put a little bit of complete seasoning. Just a little bit of soy sauce. And let it cook down for a minute. I hate this stove. I need a gas stove. I feel like this stove, I can't really control the temperature. So I'm going to let that cook down for a second. And then my chicken is done. My second batch of chicken. Let me clean up a little bit. Do y'all clean up as y'all go? That's something I'm trying to learn to do, but I really don't. I like to clean up when I'm done. But I know it's probably better to clean up as you go along. So I just need to figure out what is my game plan. I think I want to take some time off and really just focus on my content creation. Because what I want to do is get back to post. I used to post every Sunday. But I think since I started doing so many collabs, it's been hard to keep up with all the collabs and post on Sundays. So I'm trying to figure out like what, if anything, I'm trying to figure out what type of schedule I'm going to adopt going forward. Because it's really important for me to take the time to grow my channel. I just want to see like where this thing goes, what it may lead to. I'm really enjoying. Let me show y'all what I found at Aldi. Have y'all ever seen these before? Those are so good. I couldn't read it. It went away too fast, but I think you said something about your phone was dying. Shoot, mine probably is too now that I'm thinking about it. Oh, thank you. Enjoy, girl. Enjoy. I'm going to go ahead and finish cooking. And I'll probably just post a picture on Instagram or whatever so y'all can see how everything turned out. Thank y'all for watching. I definitely appreciate it. It was good hanging out with you. Y'all have a good night. And I'll see y'all on Sunday because I posted my Amazon like travel must-haves today. And I think I'm going to come, not I think, but I'm going to post again on Sunday. And it'll probably be some more travel related content. Because I got to get back on schedule. That looks pretty good. Let me add my chicken. And then this is orange sauce. Oh, it's thick. Y'all see how thick that sauce is? So I'll probably let this cook down for another couple minutes for my baby. But I don't like my broccoli to be very soft. So I'm going to go ahead and take mine out and plate it now. We did it, y'all. Now I know how to clean chicken. Okay, then. That's why you gotta have people in your life that know better than you. Woo, that was hot. Kaden. All right, we are done, y'all. There we go. Orange chicken and broccoli. All right, y'all have a good one. Good night.